on your own. Start where everybody starts. Because I want you to be proud of what you build. I never want you to have to look back and say, well, okay, I'm successful because my dad helped me. And the third thing is, and this is going to serve all of you well here. The third thing that I told him is, I don't want you to be disappointed with people that you now respect that will not do what they say they're going to do. Because there's people that are going to tell you that they're excited. There's people that are going to tell you they're going to show up. There's people that are going to tell you they want to join your business. There's people out there that will tell you that they want to help you, but they won't help you. And so if you can understand that, if you can just overlook people's shortcomings and just stay in the game long enough and attract the right kind of people, you will win. He said, okay, I agree. So here's what he did. He started out that summer and he talked to his soccer coach. He talked to some people that he knew in his warm market, some people that we knew as parents. You know, he talked to some of the folks in the neighborhood. And he put his older sister Autumn in the system, and he started building underneath her. He put his younger sister Marina in the system, started building underneath her. And let me tell you what's happened in a 2.5-year window of time. Him and my oldest daughter Autumn have partnered up. Now they're working together, where one is not below one another. They each got 50% of each other's spot, but now they're working together. They are now regional directors at ACN. I have not done one conference call for these kids. They have 2 regional vice presidents underneath them. And it looks like by April of this year, they will also become regional vice presidents on their way to becoming senior vice presidents at ACN. And the reason why I tell you that is not to talk about my kids. And by the way, my youngest daughter, who doesn't even do ACN, is very happy with the residual income check she gets every month. The reason why I tell you that story is not to talk about my kids. But I tell you that story because of the environment that we have for anybody to start from the bottom, to start fresh, and to do something great or significant with their lives within a relatively short period of time. I mean, in the real world, you can't become a regional vice president at anything in 3 years' time. Wouldn't you agree? You can't do anything significant typically in the real world unless you're at a job for 10 or 15 or 20 years, and that is even a huge risk. And so the reason why I believe the future is brighter than our past is because I believe that we provide the right culture and the right environment where the people that are hurting out there, which is much more prevalent today than when we started in 1993. The economy was pretty good in 1993. The economy is not so good in 2013. And so we can attract people that maybe, when they were doing so well, would not have ever taken a look at ACN. So that's what's going on worldwide today. We're attracting quality people like we never have before, and that's why I believe the future is so bright. The second reason why I believe the future is so bright for ACN is because we continue to enhance our product set in the existing countries that we're in, and also take a look at different things that we may be doing later on down the road so that we can further enhance your residual income. Let me give you an example. We opened up Korea 2 years ago. And we opened up Korea with, this was the first chance for ACN to become a hybrid company, which means that we are just not in the telecommunications business or in their home services business in Korea, because those services really weren't deregulated enough in Korea, but we wanted to go to Korea because we were attracting a lot of potential leaders from the Korean marketplace. And so we opened up Korea with home services, as all of you market today, but we also opened up with a nutrition line, which means we sell, it's a hybrid model. So we sell those two things. And within a 2-year window of time, you can take a look at the production sheets from Korea. You will see that the Koreans are doing exceedingly well with that hybrid model. In fact, I was in Korea doing a meeting just like this. We had a one-day event. I was there in April of 2012. This was about a year and a half after we opened up Korea. In April of 2012, I show up to a one-day event. There were 5,200 people there. So do you think that model works? Yes or no? Absolutely. And so we're looking at doing similar things in some of the other countries that we're in today. Can you imagine somebody going to your storefront and have the ability to go out and get all the products and services that you're now getting, and also have a side screen over there where if they want nutritional, if they want vitamins, if they want anything, you don't have to sell them, you don't have to stock them, you don't have to ship them. But wouldn't it be great, as people are taking these things anyway, to be able to get some credit and earn some additional revenue stream for you and your family? Wouldn't that be wonderful? So those are the things that we think about constantly. In fact, one of the keys to our success at ACN is this, is that we always look at everything that we're doing and why we're doing it and ask the question, why are we doing it that way? And we always try to modify things and make things better. How many of you have been around for like 5 years or more? Let me see a show of hands. You know the compensation plan today is so much greater than it was 5 years ago, isn't that right? And I believe 5 years from now, the compensation plan will be better then than it is today, because we're always looking to tweak things and to put more money in your pocket so that your opportunity can be enhanced, so that you can help spread the word of ACN. And so we're going to continue to enhance the product set wherever we're at. And also, there are over 60 more countries to go for us to go into. How many of you can see yourself someday not just overriding your own marketplace where you're at today, but by you recruiting somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, you will override countries someday and get residual income on a monthly basis that far exceeds some of your annual incomes today. Doesn't that sound good? So those are the things, of the reasons why that we believe that the future of ACN is brighter than the past 20 years. And so my message to all of you today is this, especially the brand new people. All that you've missed were 20 years of growing pains of our startup company. That's all that you missed. Because, that's right. And so you are catching the company at the perfect moment in time where everything is in place, folks. We have a foundation of leadership like we never have had before. In fact, this year, 2013, you have a brand new 2013 Circle of Champions member with Asos Harson. Isn't that right, Nick? Are you excited about that? He's a 2013 Circle of Champions member. That tells us that things are really moving here. This event with 1,500 people, not an open seat in this arena, tells us that there's something going on here in Holland, and that's why we're here, to build upon the foundation of which was laid, and that's why we believe the best days are ahead of us. But there's certain things that you have to do in order to take advantage of it. And if I could just share with you a couple things. Here's the first thing. Number one is you have to be coachable. You have to be coachable in order to win. Now listen, we would not come all the way here. Your leaders that are going to be up on stage and have been up on stage all day long, they would not come here and be up on stage and to do all of this and create this environment to spend all day telling you why things are not going to work. They're not going to deceive you and tell you certain techniques and tell you to do certain things that are going to help you to fail. See, the only way that they win is if what? You win. The only way that we win is if you win. And so, for you not to be coachable says that you don't trust the information that you're getting so that you can be successful. My encouragement to you and suggestion to you is this. I would forget about everything that you know about business and just be like a sponge here. Just be like a sponge and just soak up all the information and all the training and the techniques that you've heard and you're about to hear for the rest of the day. So that you can just don't prejudge the information, just accept it. Just accept it and say, you know what, I'm just going to take it at face value, and I'm going to do what they tell me to do. I'm going to challenge you to just test us. Just test you doing what we're going to tell you to do. 60 days from now, 90 days from now, it'll be magical. 2 years from now, some of you can become regional vice president. Maybe 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now, some of you can become senior vice presidents in ACN. Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing for you to be able to look back and say, look, all that I did was be coachable. I just did what they told me to do, and look at what happened to me. That's what all the leaders have done. We laid a path, we laid a foundation. They followed the instruction, and look at what has happened to them. The very same thing can happen to you. So the first thing is you got to be coachable. The second thing is, this is probably the most important thing I can tell you, is that you have to be willing to pay the necessary price in order to win. How many of you heard that before? Of course, you've heard that before. You have to be willing to sacrifice. You have to be willing to do the things that most people are not willing to do in order to get the things that most people will never be able to accomplish. See, you can't become a regional vice president by osmosis. You can't be a regional vice president just by hanging out with other leaders and hanging out with other regional vice presidents and never getting around to doing anything. There's a price that needs to be paid. And if you are willing to pay the price and you're willing to be coachable, nothing but great things will happen for you. I promise you. This is going to be the year of all years, everyone. I'm telling you, 2013 will be the catalyst for unprecedented growth. And I think a lot of it's going to happen from people in this room because of the leadership that you have to follow. I believe that with everything that's in me. Now, I believe that because this year is so great, and because all of you have been able to do what you've been able to do today, to have 1,500 excited, motivated people that are here ready to take your businesses and your lives to the next level. The reason why you've been able to do all that is because you've already determined for yourselves that you're willing to pay the necessary price. But we as a company are so excited about all of you. We're all excited about the potential that all of you have shown, and we believe that in Holland, we believe that some of the greatest growth that we're going to experience as a company is going to happen right here in this country because of all of you. The reason why we're so excited about that is because we have big goals, big dreams, big things that we want to accomplish, and you're going to be able to be a part of it. But we're so excited that I am not the only co-founder here. In fact, we have another co-founder that was here at the hotel that I was at, and I told him that I was coming because of what you guys have shown, and we made arrangements to be here. And I told him that we were going to go do this event, and I convinced him to come because, and it didn't take much convincing, because once he found out what all of you have represented and what you've been able to do, he was more than willing to come here with me. And I just want to have you have an opportunity to hear from a great friend of mine. Obviously, we've been in business for 20 years together. We love each other more today than when we started. It's really unique in how ACN has come together and what it's become. But I can't wait to have you hear from another co-founder of ACN whom you have a high degree of respect for. Please help me welcome Mr. Mike Kupis.
Provenzano here. Isn't that awesome? When I was listening to Greg talk about his kids being in the business, I don't have any kids, so I couldn't put my kids in the business. But when I was listening to him, how impressive is it? Think about it. How impressive is it, and how much credibility does it lend to this company knowing that the president of ACN has his kids get started as representatives just like everybody else, and has them work the business just like everybody else, from the bottom working their way to the top, But how many of you understand that that means a lot if the president of the company has his kids picking their career choice to be in the same opportunity that you guys are in right now? Isn't that impressive?
Yeah.
And I have a lot of respect for how he's doing it because he really is truly making them learn the business on their own. You know, because let's face it, there's a lot of people that could be in Greg's position that would go out of their way to, hey, these are my kids, I'll take extra care of them, I'll, you know, do things for them. But in reality, it's probably worse for them than anybody else because he wants them to learn the business on their own. So basically, they're learning just like everyone else, and they're working their way up the plan and they're gaining success. And that's impressive. I really think it is. First of all, before I start my talk, I wasn't in today's itinerary. As you guys know, I wasn't expected to be here. So first of all, I want to thank the leaders for inviting me to talk to you guys on the stage today. Secondly, I want to congratulate Asos Harrison because of his achievement of becoming a COC member. And understand, everyone, that is an incredible accomplishment. So let's give him a round of applause. He did an incredible job. And I believe, and I know most of you who work directly with him, he's going to be such a great asset to this company because of his humility, his overall enthusiasm and excitement. But bottom line, you know, here's a guy that got started with ACN, and he worked his way to the top. He really did what was necessary to succeed, and he's a true leader and a true example of what the COC represents. So I'm looking forward to working close with him in 2013. And I also want to congratulate all of you. This is by far the largest event that I've been to in all the years we've been in ACN here in the Netherlands. So this is by far the biggest and most successful event. So congratulations to all of you for being a part of that. And I want to thank you guys for committing your time to being here. Because to be honest with you, I bet you there are people that are in driving distance from this event. And for whatever reason, they chose not to be here. All of you being here, you made a commitment. You made a choice. And because of that choice, it's gonna raise your thinking up in this business. And believe me, when you leave this event, when this event is all over, you will be different. You will have grown as a person. Your awareness will have expanded. I think you'll get a high appreciation from the leaders you're going to see on stage teaching you, because you'll see that they came from the same place that you did, but they did what was necessary to succeed. But bottom line, you're going to grow as a person. And I congratulate you and thank you for being here, because that's what separates the people who go to the top from the people who don't. It's those who make the commitments that the others won't make. So congratulations to all of you, and I thank you guys all for being here.